Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Fitz's Guinea Vision. So I just got back home from the vet with Jane. I went to the same veterinarian that I did when Andre was sick, the Carwing Animal Hospital in Ottawa. Today's visit cost me $231, but the good news is I came home with both piggies. I took Eliza with to the vet appointment for moral support. That's usually what's recommended when your guinea pigs have cage mates. So the outcome with everything, the vet is probably about, I'd say 90% certain that it's heart disease. And the reason she believes that is mostly because none of the other guinea pigs are showing any symptoms. Jane does not have any eye discharge, does not have nasal discharge. So what happens with heart disease is that sometimes it can build up fluid around the lungs. And so that strange breathing noise that I'm hearing from her, that's the fluid that's in her lungs. So I was given what's called a diuretic, what's called lasix. And basically that will hopefully remove the fluid around her lungs and she'll pee it out. Lasix is used to, I'm not sure, I don't want to give false information on that. I remember when my dad was in the hospital and he was sick, he was on lasix, which made him pee a lot more. So hopefully that will help Jane. I'm to use that for 48 hours. If no improvement is seen with the lasix, then I was given an antibiotic to use in case it's bacterial. So because I don't live near the vet and it's not that easy for me to get there, they let me get the medication ahead of time in case I do need to use it. So the medication to use, the antibiotic to use, if the lasix doesn't work, is called Baytril and rofloxacin. And if I need to use that, I have to give it to her twice daily, every 12 hours for 2 weeks. So hopefully one of the two will work. I was also given a probiotic to use with the antibiotic if it's needed. And even though the critical care does have probiotics in it, I chose to play it safe and have what I might need on hand ahead of the game rather than not have it. I'm hoping that the lasix works. I can read to you what the blurb actually says. So for the lasix, it says, if effective for reducing fluid in lungs, owner knows that we need to compound future medication for Jane. Please have her give the lasix first, and if non-responsive in 48 hours, have her start Baytril at that time. So because I only had a certain amount of money to work with, I could have opted to put the money towards diagnostics, getting x-rays and everything to kind of like get a more accurate diagnosis. But even the vet recommended, because I'm on a budget, she recommended putting the money towards the treatments instead. So I opted for that, and I probably would have done that even if the vet hadn't suggested it. Only because it just, to me, it doesn't fully make sense to have all these extra x-rays done and tests done when we have an idea of what could be causing it. Now with heart disease, in guinea pigs, a lot of times it can go asymptomatic. So it won't always show up on an x-ray or ultrasound. It might not. Asymptomatic means that they can have it and no signs are visible. So hopefully with the treatment, Jane will be okay. The vet said because I caught it early and because she is still of a very healthy weight, she feels comfortable doing the treatment. It is a trial to see if it will work. If the lasix doesn't work and if using the Baytril doesn't work, then I will at that point have to look into other options and making the choice of what would be more more of comfort for Jane. So I'm praying that the medications work. She is eating on her own, which is great. So me supplementing the critical care is just to ensure that she gets the extra nutrients. But once again, the vet said that the guinea pigs are very lucky to have me, because not everyone is able to detect these kinds of things early on. That's why it's very important to do research about your pets that you have. Whether it's a fish, a dog, a cat, and I was going to say an owl. But you never know, somebody might have a pet owl. But point is that it's important to do your research and just know your pet. Because if, for their breathing, generally when they're breathing, it's usually quiet and, calm or whatever. But if all of a sudden you start hearing a raspy sound or something that just isn't of their usual, that's when you need to be taking action of either bringing your animal to the vet to find out what's wrong with him or her, or if you notice they're not eating as much, you need to start feeding critical care, if it's guinea pig or rabbit. I believe even other exotic animals like reptiles, there's such thing as critical care for reptiles as well, believe it or not. Everyone's drinking water. Jane seems to be happy to be back at home. I know Eliza's happy to be back at home. I'm happy to be back at home. I have barely eaten anything today, so I have a pretty bad headache started, but it was important that I got to the vet, and I am very thankful to my friend who drove me. And I will keep everyone updated with how the lasix works for Jane. Oh, another update that I did find out from the vet with Jane is on her left side, she has a enlarged ovary, but the vet said that's not of huge concern at this point in time right now. But it is good to know that kind of information. So I am probably going to go online later tonight and do some research about enlarged ovaries with guinea pigs and what it means and what what to look out for, what not to look out for, how serious is it, that kind of thing. But that is my update with Jane so far. I feel a lot better knowing that I was able to get her to the vet to find out and confirm what was wrong. And because I know generally with a upper respiratory infection, generally a guinea pig will have watery discharged eyes or discharged nose. Kind of like when you have a cold, you sometimes get watery eyes and get your sinuses running, your nose will run kind of thing. It's similar concept with guinea pigs. But because she didn't have any of that, all the research that I've been looking into the last couple of days have been all pointing to possible heart disease. coincidental. My late husband had heart disease and he died of a heart attack. I think it's just pure coincidence. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I will keep everyone updated over the next couple of days. And I want to thank everyone for all their support. It really, truly means a lot to me. All the guinea pigs want to thank you. And I will possibly be doing a piggy cam live tomorrow. I do have somewhere that I'm supposed to go to tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go to it. I might just cancel on it because I really think that Jane kind of needs more of my attention, and I gotta make sure things yeah. Wait. Okay, that's for the antibiotics. Okay, they put that under the wrong title. Oh, scared me for a moment. But yeah, I'll give you a breakdown. Basically, the consultation physical exam was $110.90. The probiotic, which is a paste, it's advanced GI oral paste used for dogs and cats. Good for guinea pigs too, just at a very, very smaller dose. That cost me $32. The Baytril was $32.84, and the lasix was $29.46. And I paid $26.68 in tax, giving me a total of $231.88. So even though the medications are expensive, I think it's important that I keep it on hand in case I need to use it. Or, heaven forbid, if any of the guinea pigs do end up coming down with a upper respiratory infection or pneumonia, then I will already have some medication on hand to use if it's needed. So I'm thankful for that part. Hopefully it never happens, but it could, and you never know, right? You never know. Yeah, I gotta clean out the carrier that I took them in. One of them, if not both of them, definitely did pee in there because the fleece liner in there is wet. But they were both terrified of the car ride. They were both hiding under the pee pad, so I need to sanitize the entire carrier. But I will do that later after I eat. Because I gotta take care of me too. If I don't take care of me, I can't take care of them, right? So I will give you a quick peek of Eliza. And Jane. I don't know if you can see Jane. She's under the wooden log. Trio's over there. Boys are over here. Yeah, I will talk to everyone later. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video.